Good day, good day, good day. It's Ronco Johnson, your lifestyle-focused wealth coach. Hey, listen here. Most people start their years with goals, and they're chasing them. But the people who build legacies, they start designing systems. And today, we're going to talk to you about why resolutions fade and how identity-driven wealth lasts forever. On today's episode of Lifestyle Focused Wealth, it's when the lights go out. Are you ready? I'm looking forward to seeing you on the inside. And thank you once again for joining us. Do me a favor before you enter, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and I'll meet you on the inside. So thank you guys, and I'll see you soon. And this is an informational packed conversation that you are not going to want to miss. Come on in. I'll catch you there. Hey, good day, good day, good day. It's Ronco Johnson, your lifestyle focused wealth coach. How's everybody doing out there today? Man, I'm telling you, it is Happy New Year season. Happy New Year to you. Thank you guys for coming back and joining us, man. I tell you, hopefully you had a wonderful holiday season, Christmas, New Year's, new resolutions, and all the things that we want to talk about to get started as we move forward. And hopefully you got your planning done, or you're starting to do your planning. I know for me, January is the time where I just kind of decompress, take a deep breath, and it's time to focus. And for those of you that want to get started early, well, this is that time. You want to focus right now. We want to dive into it. And we want to make sure that we're starting off 2026 the right way. And we want to do it with intention, not just because it's luck, not just because we're dreaming about it. We want to have a legacy-driven season. This year, that conversation on this podcast, we're trying to position intentional wealth. We're talking about legacy. We're talking about setting the tone for a powerful year ahead. And we want to be the caveat to it. We want to be the piece of the puzzle that's been missing for you that puts all these things together. And that's what Lifestyle Focused Wealth is all about. And we can't wait to just drive you down that lane. So here's how we're going to start. First, we're going to start talking about the things that matter most. The things that matter most. We need to have this new year conversation. And the conversation is, how about designing a life worth remembering? How do you design that? Because I'm telling you now, is your life worth remembering? When you talk to other people, when people think about you, when your lifetime is over, when your legacy is being drawn, what will they say about you? Man, have you thought about it? Have you thought about it? The level of control here that you can continue to have when you're designing a life worth remembering. See, I want to welcome you guys back to Lifestyle Focused Wealth. This is when the lights go out. Are you ready? And I'm your host, Ronco Johnson, and I'm going to talk to you about this topic today. You know, I want you to see me as your strategist, your guide, your partner in designing your life that feels as good as it looks. And today, we're going to be stepping into this new year with a big idea, a new brand, a branding year, if you will. And I want to talk to you about something much deeper than resolutions. I want to talk to you about alignment, because resolutions, they fade, but not alignment. Not alignment. Alignment builds legacies. It continues to keep building. So we're going to have that conversation, all right? We're going to have that conversation for you because it's important that we understand how do we keep momentum going forward. Then we're going to have this conversation about reflecting with intention. Because before you rush into the new year, I want you to just pause for a second and ask yourself, what did last year teach me? What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about what you're becoming? Not what you earned, not what you bought, not what you posted, but who you are becoming and who you've become. Think about that for a moment, because lifestyle focused planning starts with an identity. Your wealth, your business, your relationships, they all allow you to follow a script, if you will, right? They all follow you. You get to decide what you want to be. That's the wonderful thing. In this human experience that we are living, we're all spiritual people, but we get to decide what we want to be and what we want our identity to be, right? You get to decide that. You get to change it. Never mind what it was yesterday. You get to change it. Make it better. Elevate yourself. Be more studied. Be more intentional. The things that you've done in the past that wasn't right, make it better, make it right. Apologize, move forward, make it happen. Then we're going to talk about segment two. Segment two, we're going to talk about wealth and wealth as a lifestyle. When did we start looking at wealth as a lifestyle versus a number? Because that number, it moves. It depends on where you live. It depends on what's important to you. These things all matter, right? It matters because in this year, I want you to shift your thinking. I want you to start thinking about wealth not as a finish line. It's not a dollar amount. It's a lifestyle that we're going to architect. We're going to build it. We're going to build it together in a system that supports your peace, your purpose, and your people. This is important all the way around, because when you ask yourself, what lifestyle do I want to live daily? Do I want to have a scarcity mindset forever? Or do I want to have an abundant mindset for everything? I got to stop and ask myself those questions when I start to feel a little bit of anxiety and life starts happening and life starts lifing, if you will. You got to have that conversation. And what systems must I build to support that lifestyle? My community. Do I have sharp people around me? Do I have people that understand that we're in alignment? Are we all paddling in the right direction together? Am I around people that iron sharpens iron? Am I around people who motivate me to think at a more elevated level? And who do I need to become to sustain it? It's not just being in the room, it's becoming it. So in order for all these things to happen, this is an understanding of where the legacy lives and where it begins. That's where your legacy begins. Because when you start to put your lifestyle together, supported by individuals, supported by every key element that it's necessary to live the way you want to live, and then you start backing it with systems that can help you sustain it easily, you are naturally becoming your lifestyle. And that's where the wealth comes from. It's not a money amount. It's not a dollar amount, because it brings me to point number 3. The power of intentional design is important, because one of the biggest mistakes people make, especially in January, is trying to fix their life instead of designing it. You can't just fix it right away. Don't just run to the gym and try to fix it in 3 days. Don't take some course that's got 4 or 5 weeks to fix it. No, design it. And when I say design it, see, fixing it is a reactive reaction. Designing it is a visionary reaction. What I mean by that, this year, I want to help you to design your money habits. I want you to design how you spend your time, your relationships, your brand, your legacy. Design it. Because when you design your life, you stop living by default. and you start living by intention. And that's important. When we're living by intention, the things that we do, the things that we separate from, the language we use, the people we motivate, the people we stay away from, all those things are intentional. It's not by mistake. If a certain crew of people think that all of a sudden you just are not around, it's not by mistake. It's intentional. If there's a group of people that start to see you all the time, it's not by mistake. It's intentional. Why? Because they probably have good money habits just like you want. They probably have the freedom of the time just like you want. They probably have great relationships with an abundant amount of people just like you want. They probably have a great brand that speaks for them before they enter a room just like you want. And they probably have left a legacy over the years and years and years of living the life that they created. And you're inspired by it, their legacy, just like you want. Like I said, when you design your legacy, you got to stop and think, am I acting by default or am I living by intentions? And this thing is important for all of us to get at the very beginning. That's why we have no music playing in the background. We don't need any support on that. It's just you and I face to face, and I'm making you think about where we're going from here on out. Hey, congratulations. You got over the hurdle. We're in 2026. And in 2026, we need to bring us to our fourth conversation. Legacy planning for the modern family. What do I mean by that? Well, it's not just about what you leave behind. It is all about what you live into. If you start living your life, what does it look like? See, here, lifestyle focused planning, this is all about creating systems that allow you and your family to thrive, not just to survive. Who wants to just survive? I don't think we want to just survive anything. So whether it's us talking about infinite banking strategies or tax efficient wealth structures, or if we're talking about simply teaching our children the language of money, your legacy is built in every decision, every single day, whether you like it or not. So this year makes legacy the lifestyle, not an afterthought. It needs to be upfront, discussed, intentionally discussed, and lived out. It's not an accident. We need to stop passing it by as the afterthought. Because the truth is, when the lights go out, are you ready? You've heard me ask the question. And when you answer the question, am I ready? You've had to be intentional getting it together. It ain't if the lights go out, it's when. We all know it's when. So why is it an afterthought for you? It shouldn't be. If I go ahead and put my time into my intentional living, I have time to turn up, young people. I got time. I can make time. I have freedom of time. I own businesses. You can own businesses too. The wonderful thing is the people who can turn up the most are the people who put the structure in place. I was talking to a musician just the other night, and I was telling them how well they were doing with their music. But they have a collection of music, and they're moving to the next project all the time, moving to the next project. And I said to them, well, what about all the old projects? He couldn't see past the new projects. All he was focused on was marketing and branding and distributing the new product, when he had over 30 years of old product. That's still fabulous. And I said, it's okay to market the future and move and push forward, but we need to preserve your life's work. We need to preserve why people already love you. Whether you change your name, change your style, change your genre, they still love you. And that's the thing. That legacy is being built every single day, from where you were to where you are to where you're heading. And that brings us to number 5, the 5th challenge of the year. And this is a challenge for the year. I want you to know this, because this challenge, here's my challenge. Let me just rephrase that. Here's my challenge for you, right? My challenge is for you. For you. We need to step into this year, this brand new year, and we need to choose one area of your life, just one. All I want you to do is choose one, where you will no longer tolerate anybody, anything, mediocrity. We're just not going to tolerate mediocrity at all. Just choose one area of your life where you want everyone to step up and elevate from being mediocre to exceptional. Not just because you need perfection, but because your legacy deserves excellence. And that's the difference. So I'm asking you right now, for those of you who are out here, go ahead and write it down and speak it out loud. Build a system around it. This is how movements begin. Okay? We want to create movements of money excellence. We want to create movements of having better, smart money habits, intentional living, ownership by design that we control, not necessarily own. We need to be speaking about it out loud. We need to be building systems around it. And then we need to focus on building it together and collaborating with like-minded other individuals that allow us to move at record pace. That's right. No more depending on loans. No more depending on, social norms. If we do it the right way, you already have it. And in closing, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this because this is the opening monologue, and we hadn't even got started yet. So you can see where I've been waiting on the new year. I want to thank you guys for just joining this first episode of the year, because I'm honored to walk with you as we design this lifestyle and we reflect on the values that you have. We reflect on your vision, and we start talking about how your legacy is going to impact your family, your community, your business. Because this year, we're not chasing goals. We're building systems. We're crafting identity. We're living intentionally and creating that. We're creating wealth that outlives us all. That's right. That's right. Well, so welcome to the new year. It's Lifestyle Focused Wealth. I'm your host, Ronco Johnson. If you want to know more, do me a favor, go on our podcast. You're already watching. You're already listening. Do us a favor. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go ahead right below, hit the subscribe button, and we can go from there. We can go from there. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the likes if you're on some other social media. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, because we need you in the room. I always say, going back to the beginning, all of us, what we need you in the room. Why? Because your information, it matters. It really does matter. You matter. Okay? You matter. And we need that. We need all of that in the room, because we need people to bounce off of. We need ideas to bounce off of, right? We need people that we can honestly say they're experts in their field, and we want to be sure that we recognize that, and we want to be thankful for that. So thank you for coming and joining us at Lifestyle Focus Wealth for our first podcast of the day and our first show of the year. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I see y'all are in the comments already. Good day, good day, good day. Hey, Sam, I see you. Hey, Leela, I see you as well. Man, y'all are just blowing us up over here. So I want to just go ahead and say thank you guys for coming in and saying hello and just putting us out there. So as I continue to have these conversations, my heart gets filled. And it's like, now all of a sudden, I better just turn my phone completely off, because it looks like y'all just love me so much. Y'all trying to get me to see if I'm live. We are live, y'all. We're live at 1 o'clock. I belong to the world. I'm out for the streets right now. we can't just go there, right? We can't just go there like we did before. And this year we want to be talking about how am I living intentionally, right? How are we doing these things? We want to make sure that you understand what we're really trying to design. So this episode, we want to make sure that you get it. We want to make sure you get it because without any further conversation, there's pain points for somebody. There's always a pain point. So we want to talk about these 5 pain points and give you some transformational solutions that you can take home and then hopefully that you can continue to build from. And it will help you save time. It will help you build your business. It will help you with your family matters. And I really hope it resonates with you well because we want to be a solution center for you, right? So pain point number 1 is when you feel stuck. And you feel stuck that you're in the same yearly cycle. Maybe you've done the same thing over and over again, and maybe you just feel stuck. So if you're one of those that feel stuck, put stuck in the comments in the chat. Go ahead and put stuck in the comments in the chat if you feel stuck. Because if you start your January very strong every year, but by March, your momentum fades and life feels repetitive, here's the situation. Let's shift from resolution to setting your identity, getting it set up right. Let's get the identity set up right. So in other words, we're going to go from resolution setting to identity setting. So when you design who you are and who are you becoming, your habits and the outcomes flow automatically. I want to make sure I say that closely. When you start thinking about who I am and who I am becoming, those habits that you're going to put in place and those outcomes, they will start to flow automatically. Give you an example. If I am an AI consultant, everybody knows that I'm really happy about that. Certified AI consultant. 1, I had to put the mindset together to say, I need to evolve because the world is evolving around me. I don't want to have to be in a situation where I have to pay for a service that I already know how to do, or I already have an answer for, or I can design myself. So what did I need to do? I needed to expand my knowledge base. I needed to learn something new. I had to pay the tuition to go to class. I had to go to class and I had to read it. And then I had to play with all the stacking and all the tools that they are. That way, now when I'm speaking to you, a doctor or a lawyer, a dentist, business owners that I don't even know their business, I can always go to a chat GPT or a co-pilot or whatever the case may be and find the information.
Got it, Ronco. I'm not really focused on what you call me, co-pilot, super agent, or just your conversational partner.
All right, stop, co-pilot, because he's up there coming up in my conversation, but that's okay. That is all right. So all I'm saying here is that we don't want to be in a situation where, we can't make decisions on our own. We know we can make decisions on our own. We know that we have the ability to answer these questions and have the ability to design systems that will allow us to keep working, right? That's all we're talking about. Conversations. That's all we're talking about. Today's conversation is simply that, right? And we want to make sure our new years is our best years. making sure our new years are our best years. And if we can do that, man, I tell you now, it becomes a wonderful, wonderful situation. It really does. So here's where we're going with that. We just want to make sure that you have that pain point taken care of, that number one pain point, and you start walking in it. Your number two pain point of today, we want to also start to think about this. I don't know who needs to hear this today, but the number two pain point is really that money feels stressful. If you believe that, put money feels stressful down below. It's unpredictable to you. Or you feel disorganized. Here's the answer to that. You're earning, but you're not experiencing peace. You're not experiencing clarity or control. So we need to have a solution for that. How about adopting this lifestyle-focused planning philosophy and build systems that are in alignment with your money habits and your values? Let's automate some of your decisions in 2026 and create predictable wealth pathways that actually lead you into those footsteps. And if we're able to do that, you're moving in the right direction. And all we want you to do is to be able to move in the right direction. So with that meaning, again, if you take one step forward, one step at a time, you will eventually reach your destination. Don't worry about the destination. Let's enjoy the journey, because between point A and point B, there's a wonderful journey ahead. And if we could do that, we could do that all together. We could do that all together. Am I making sense? If I haven't lost you, please, please, please put out there that in the chat that you get it. You get where I'm going with this, right? If you're experiencing these pain points, I want to make sure that you say hello, and all the folks are still saying hello in the chat. So thank you guys for joining. Good to see you. Good to see you. I think everybody that is our regulars, they're getting used to seeing each other all day long. And, you know, one of the biggest calls that we get on our lives is sometimes is being a solution center for the family, being the solution center for our friends. We just don't ever know who's paying attention, right? So I want to make sure that you're just being intentional. Because if you're being intentional and authentic in your intentionality, I think everything works. It really works in a different way, and it comes off in a different way. So number 3, if you're overwhelmed with these responsibilities and you lack time, pain point number 3, you're busy, but you're not productive. You're not moving and you're not progressing. Well, here's the solution for you. Design your time like you design your wealth. Let's create intentional rhythms, eliminate low-value tasks, and build lifestyle that supports your energy, not drains it. You know, when you hear people talking about other people in a negative way, sometimes it's just not good to hear all the gossip in the world. I'm not saying you can't get a little tea every once in a while, but it drains your energy. Give me some positive news. Talk to me about something positive. Tell me about how you've impacted the world. Tell me about the people that you've made smile. Those are situations and decisions that you need to make as you move forward. I know the television is full of propaganda. It's full of drama right now. But you can make that decision and you can change it. Main point number 4 is you want to build a legacy, but you don't know where to start. And if you're one of those people that feels like it's abstract, or if that decision is going to be a little bit difficult for you, right? Then we want to make sure that we do a couple things. There's a couple things that you can do here. You can start with daily decisions. I want you to teach your family the language of money. And then you're going to implement these tax efficient structures, these secret financial tools that we've been talking about. Now we've been talking about it for a couple of years now. And then we want to build systems with them that allow your future generations to thrive. Because once we put them in place, we don't have to put them in place ever again. We put them in place one time. All we have to do is feed the structure. We don't have to be there all the time. In the world of AI, we're beginning to know there's benefits from not having to be there all the time. Will y'all agree with me on that? Would you? Would you? Because you can't be there all the time. But if you can create systems that can work for you, and you can automate, and you can move, life becomes different. The cell phone is today's office. Do you remember when you once had to sit in your cube in your office downtown in the city, 2 hours away from your house, an hour in traffic both ways, and you had to sit there to go to work? Where today the jet setter is on a cell phone, going through an airport, catching a jet, sending the fax by email and fax on a cell phone, closing deals while they're walking through the airport. Well, guess what? They're walking in that lifestyle. They freed themselves from the chains in their offices. Now your offices are mobile. Well, who said, gone are the days that when you had to think about making a low six-figure income and accepting a 2-weekend vacation, a 2-week vacation. Those days have kind of started to slide by. Nothing wrong with you having a nice job, but it's just what it is, a just over broke opportunity. When we start opening our minds a little bit more and our modern way of thinking, even that is unchained. People are making millions of dollars by making decisions to elevate their thought, by elevating their business, by using technology in many different ways. And because they're coming into more money, is having more conversations about money. Am I making sense? People with no money need no money planning because they don't have it. But people who have money, and if you're a first generation with 6 figures or more, 7-figure earner, 8-figure earner, it ain't just about the house. It ain't just about the car. It is about who you start to give back to. It is about how you start to move in the tax efficiency and how you move, what you buy, your corporation set up. How are you doing these things? What is the legacy that is going to leave behind, right? These are important details that you need to have. And number 5, the number 5 pain point for today that I'm going to conclude with, it, and I know we're doing it really, really fast. But guess what? It's the year end. It's the beginning of a new year, right? Number 5 is very simple. When you're tired of living reactively, and you're going to start living intentionally, life feels like it's just happening to you instead of through you. If you understand what I just said, when life feels like it's happening to you instead of through you, and you're fed up with it, oh my gosh, here's a solution for you. Become a designer of your own life. Build systems of your own. Build habits and relationships of your own. Build your finances up and your identity up on your own. And when you, like I said earlier, when you design intentionally, you stop surviving and you start leading. And when you start to lead, your back is straighter, you stand taller, your conversations are much more affirmative. And when you make a decision, you're going to tolerate things, or you're going to decide not to tolerate things that don't serve you well. These are the transitions that are happening in your life in 2026 as you move forward. See, people are going to start to take notice. The ones that were in your life that were taking advantage of you for many years, they're watching you start to design and lifestyle. They're starting to see you move with authority, and you're building a life of significance. They can't help but be in awe. And maybe they're more envious and a little bit jealous because something about your aura is changing. But you're changing for the better. You're building a life of significance. Your lifestyle focused. And that's where wealth begins. And that's the difference between being moderate, mediocrity, and living extraordinary. Hey, listen, that's my time today. I'm Ronco Johnson, your lifestyle focused wealth coach. This is when the lights go out. Are you ready? Are you ready for 2026? Because I tell you what, it's already begun. It's off. It's going. And we're going to build something special. This is when we build something special. This is when people who have been evaluating you and they've been watching you and your designs and your growing. If you've been watching our podcast, you've watched it. We're growing. And we're growing because of people like you, right? And that's what we want. That's what we want. So, hey, listen, I want to just go ahead and thank you in advance. Every Friday, 1 o'clock, right here, Lifestyle Focused Wealth. We're always going to be talking about what millionaires and billionaires do. That's the very foundation of the financial literacy that we give. But this year is time. It's time to start activating your financial intelligence. Why? Because financial intelligence, this means that I understand those tools. I understand where all of it comes together. There's an intersection where it all comes together. And that's kind of like when your mind, your body, your spirit, your money, your friends, your business, and all of it is in alignment, you can't help but win. I'm not undefeated, ladies and gentlemen, but I win often. And I hope that is the same for you. I want to say thank you again for joining us here at Lifestyle Focused Wealth. If you need anything, go ahead and schedule below. Get some time with us. We're doing our one-on-one coaching. We got some group coaching. And look out for what we're going to be talking about. We got some summits coming up where we'll be combining financial education, financial literacy, and AI all together, and how we make that happen to increase your wealth, your health, and your literacy. I'm Ronco Johnson. Once again, I'll catch you next week, Friday, right here, same place, same time, same station. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. And we'll see you at the top. God bless, and I'll see you next week.